This holiday season, I decided to take a short break from my normally upbeat Little Did I Knows to investigate something that's been on my radar and might be for you as well. In our culture, we politely call it the holiday blues. I should probably explain. Many of you saw me this past summer leave the job I loved and the area that I love to move to Portland to begin a new life and a new job with a new bride-to-be. But just 10 days into the job, it turned completely toxic. And less than 2 months later, my engagement fell completely apart. And I suddenly found myself unemployed, brokenhearted, and living in a town I didn't want to live in. I'm not ashamed to admit, it was one of the more difficult times of my life. But as I began the recovery process, I started getting a lot of direct messages from friends who were very open that they were going through the same process, and they weren't looking forward to the coming holiday season.
Holiday depression is really the big reveal of what you might not have, right? The glaring gap in your own life as whether, maybe your family has gone because they've passed away, maybe there's fractured family units. Either way, the holiday, whether you're watching TV or you're on social media or just in your community, it's just a constant reveal of what you might not have.
Sarah herself lost a child to a drunk driver, and less than a few months later, her father died of a grief-induced heart attack. And while she says the recovery process was turbulent, one of the first lessons she learned is you gotta cut yourself some slack.
Some think you can just pull yourself up by the bootstraps, and if it were that easy, wouldn't we just do it?
More often than not, we feel alone in processing the feelings we're having because social media gives us the impression that everyone else's lives are going completely according to plan.
Culturally, we have all these expectations around what a holiday experience should and could be. More families than not, I think, probably don't achieve that fantasy.
And one of the challenges this time of year is that little things can bring up big emotions. It could be a song or a simple Facebook reminder.
In my own case, just even watching a Christmas movie like Home Alone shows me that I am missing a child.
Sarah says the recovery process is different for everyone. And while family, friends, mentors, and counselors can be absolutely invaluable during times of pain, only you can gauge what is working and what isn't.
You are the expert. You are the one and only expert on what you need. So it's just this constant measurement and negotiation of what replenishes me and what depletes me. And it doesn't have to subscribe to any cultural standard of what we've been told works.
And perhaps the first step is realizing that you're not alone and that your pain could actually be an opportunity.
I think people go, when is this gonna stop? This is so bad. I need to hide it. I don't wanna cry in front of people. It's not bad. It's actually one of the few human conditions.
Around 500 BC, the Buddha said the first noble truth is that life is suffering. It's a common bond, even for those who we think have it all. But suffering eventually turns into knowledge, and that knowledge can be used to make us stronger and better equipped for when life knocks us down. From my personal experience, gratitude is really the number one way to deal with suffering and loss. Yes, I could focus on the fact that I lost my job, I lost my fiance, I lost my future. But I look around and I'm back in Central Oregon, I'm back at Central Oregon Daily News, and they give me the freedom to do stories like this where I can reach out to people who may be suffering and hopefully lend a helping hand. And if you're one of those who is suffering, who's finding it hard to be grateful this holiday season, do me, Sarah, and the ones that care about you a favor.
The Deschutes County Crisis Line is incredible for just even loneliness, and I need to talk because I feel like I'm approaching sort of the deep depths.
Their number is 800-875-7364. That's 800-875-7364. Or you can actually walk into their facilities 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That means you can start your recovery process literally right now. Little did any of us know how much we all deal with hard times. The holiday blues are a real thing for many of us. But thankfully this holiday season, the resources and tools are there for you to turn those blues into reds and greens. For Central Oregon Daily News, I'm meteorologist Scott Elmas.